Hi, this instruction video I'm creating to go along with your quiz in order to help you. Time value of money can be a very challenging concept to understand. Once you get it, you've gotten it, but it takes a minute for it to take on. So for those to whom this is new, I want it to be able to help you. So these are actually the 5 quiz questions that you will see on your quiz. I know, how often do you see that? And it won't happen all the time, but I definitely want to help you get these concepts down because you will use these concepts throughout the book. So with that said, I'm not going through any particular order because the questions may be different in your quiz. But starting with the first one here, you see that if you deposit $1,000 in an account that earns 5% per year, compounded annually, you'll have $1,276 at the end of 5 years. So you would have earned $276. But what would be the balance if your interest compounded monthly? So instead of the interest being paid once a year, it's paid each month. So as you earn interest, it's added on to your principal each month. The way you would configure that is that you would go to your you go to formulas, you go to your financial formulas, and then you would choose future value. From there, you will see your pop-up screen, and you see B1 divided by 12. Well, what I did was took B1, which is the interest rate of 5%, and I divided by 12. Why? Because our question asked us to look at interest being compounded monthly. We also then have to change our number of periods. We have 5 periods, but it's been paid each month. So now 5 periods needs to be also multiplied by 12, which is here is B12. And I can do this, I'm sorry, it's B2. I can do the same thing here so that it's uniform. Okay. And then we don't look at a payment because we're looking at a single amount. If it was an amount that we were depositing every month, then we would look at payment. But for present value, we will simply look at the $1,000 that we deposited. You notice the negative sign here. I put that there intentionally. I typically don't do it that way, but I wanted you to see it because that shows the direction. It doesn't mean negative money. It just shows the direction the money is going from me out into something else. It's being invested into. So from me into something else. So that's all that it's showing. Once your future value is calculated here, you see that is a positive number because that is what's coming back to me. So $283.36 is what we have, which is a difference of $7.13 in interest, simply because we earn interest each month. Moving down to the next one. 10 years ago, you put $150,000 into an interest earning account. Today, it's worth $275. So what's the effective annual interest rate on the account? You again will go to financial. You'll use the formula rate. Sorry about that. You'll use rate. You'll go in and you'll put in the same information. Your number of periods is going to be 10 years because that's what they told us here, 10 years. Your present value is going to be the $150,000 that you put into the interest account, and then your future value is what it grows to, and based on that, it will then calculate your interest rate to 6.25%. Now, actually, when I first did it, it only calculated it at 6%, but I know the answer asked for it in this format, so I did it that way. For number 3, your friend has a trust fund that's going to pay him $100,000 at the end of 10 years. Your friend, however, wants his money today. He promises to sign his trust fund over to you if you give him some money today. So how much are you going to give him? Well, you're going to require a 20% interest rate on the money you lend. How much would you be willing to lend under these terms? So what you're going to look at is this money is not going to come to you until 10 years from now. What is it worth today? And that's the beauty of present value. You want to know what $100,000 in the future is today. So if you go to financial formulas again and plug in the information, you will get this amount here, $6,150.56. And the reason it's shown in red or negative is because that's how much you would loan him, because that will equate to $100,000 in 10 years. Our next one here, a deposit in an interest earning account earning 8% a year will double in value in X amount of years. Well, you basically want to find out the number of periods or the number of years. So you can put any number in here and double it. I just put 15,000, but you could put 4,000 and then have it double to 8,000, and you're still going to get the same amount. It's still going to be 9 years. I know my numbers are kind of off on the side. This actually should have been 4, but we won't worry about that right now. At the end of 8 years, your friend wants to have $50,000 saved for a down payment on a house. He expects to earn 8% compounded monthly on his investments over the next 8 years. How much would your friend have to put into his investments account each month to reach his goal? And this is a very important concept to understand because it truly helps us. So we set it up with what we know is that he wants to save $50,000. That's the future value. We know the interest that he's going to earn is 8%. It's compounded monthly because it told us that there, so I'm going to include that here. And we know the number of periods is 8 years. So what we want to do is find the payment. We want to find how much he is going to have to put into his investment account each month. So that's looked at as a payment. And so we'll go to financial formulas. We'll find payment, and you will set it up this way, where you will have your rate is going to be 8% because we're looking at it each month. Yes, compounded monthly. Then we're going to divide that by the compounding frequency of 12. We're going to have to do the same thing with the number of periods, which is, B, 29. That's what you see right there is multiplied times the 12 at B, 28. And then you're going to input what the future value is. So based on that, he's going to have to put deposit $373.50. That's going to be going away from him into an account each month in order to get to that $50,000 in 8 years to have that down payment, which is a great idea. And finally, your friend just won the lottery. He has a choice of receiving $50,000 a year for the next 20 years or a lump sum today. The lottery uses a $15% discount rate. What would be the lump sum your friend would receive? Okay, so what we do is we look at the present value of what $50,000 in the future, $50,000 for the next 20 years would look like. So we have to evaluate that and get the present value of it. So $50,000 is our payment, 20 is the number of periods, and our 15% is our discount rate. We simply use the present value financial function. And doing that, input the information. Our rate is going to be 15%. Our number of periods is going to be 20. And our payment is going to be $50,000, because I believe that's what it was. Yes, $50,000 a year. So that's the payment we receive. So based on that, if we discount that by 15% to get that lump sum, then that's going to give us $312,966.57. I really hope this helps you as we continue to build. Bye-bye.